Alright, so in this video, we are going to learn another way to view our building model by controlling the visibility of elements in a view. And also, I'm going to show you how to create and modify a section to show the interior of the building model. And also, we are going to create interior elevation from which you activate the 4 elevation views. And then we will be modifying one of the elevation view. And then lastly, I'm going to teach you how to create 3D perspective and 3D orthographic views of our building model. Okay, so first, let's change the visibility settings of our model. Okay, again, if you want to use the exact exercise file that I'm using, you can go to my website, learningwithrich.wordpress.com, and then go to the training files. So if you really want to support me and avail the exercise files that I'm using, you can get it for only $2. And the exercise file that I'm using right now is this one. Okay, so you just need to click this and then you will be redirected to PayPal. Okay, so let's change the visibility of our visibility settings. Okay, right, so the first thing that I want to do here on my ground floor, okay, I want to turn off the furniture. Okay, so to do that, you need to type VG as in Victor Golf. Okay, VG or VV, Victor. So you have two shortcuts for visibility graphics override, VV or VG. Or without selecting any objects, on the view properties, you can go to the visibility graphics. You can click here, edit. So it will also open up your visibility graphic overrides. So what I want to do for this floor, I want to turn off the furniture. Okay, so to do that, so let me just move that, and then here on the model categories where you can see the 3D elements, so let's look for the furniture. So I'll just uncheck that furniture, and then after that I'm going to select here OK. Alright, so you can see here that the furniture will be hidden in a matter of seconds because my laptop is so slow. Okay, there you go. So it's now hidden. So all the furniture are hidden. Okay, so next. So here on my ground floor from the project browser, I'm going to right click this and then I'm going to duplicate that with detailing. Okay, so let's select this one, detailing. So there you go. So it includes the detailing of the view, and then let's rename this one. So right click, and then after that I'm going to select here rename. So that will gonna be my ground floor dash furniture plan. Enter. Okay, so this is now my furniture plan, and then this time I'm going to turn on the visibility of my furniture since this is a furniture plan. So let's go back to our visibility graphic overrides, and then let's look for furniture. Let's just wait. Just keeps on loading. Okay, so there you go. So let's check the furniture because we are creating a furniture plan, and then I'm going to make the other elements half-tone color. You see there's a half-tone here to make it a little gray. So I want to half-tone my curtain panel. So there's our curtain panels. And then curtain system, let's half-tone that. Curtain wall mullions, doors, what else? I think floors as well. So let's half-tone that. Railings, and specialty equipment, stairs, structural columns, what else? Walls and windows. Okay? And also, let me go to the annotation categories because I do not want to see any annotation in this view here. I do not want to see those tags. So that's why I'm going to select this one. Just uncheck show annotation categories in this view. Okay? And then after that, just select here OK. And there you go. Very nice. So the view is now really good. So all the elements that we have halftone are now halftone color, and then our furniture is now showing. Okay, so this is now a good furniture plan view. Now for this one, if I want this same settings to be applied, let's say to main floor, I can do the same procedure, right? So I can do the same procedure. So I just need to open up again the visibility graphic overrides, turn on the furniture, halftone the other elements, hide the annotation categories. But it will take some time, right? So especially if you have multiple floor that you want to have a furniture layout view. So that's why what we are going to do is we're going to create a view template. So what is a view template? If you go to the view tab, here you can see view template. So let's see the definition. So view templates. A view template is a collection of view properties such as view scale, discipline, detail level, and visibility settings that are common for a view type. So use view templates to standardize settings for views in a project. So view templates is really important when you want to standardize the view in your project. Okay, so that's why we are going to create a view template. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to select the view template and I'm going to select this one, create template from current view. So we are going to create a template using the settings of our current view. So let's click that. You see the definition. It creates a view template using the properties of the current view as the basis for the new template. Okay, so let's click that. And then after that, we are going to call it furniture layout. The name, furniture layout. Okay. And then I'll just select here OK, and then it will open up the view template. So there's now our view template. Okay, so if we are going to check the overrides here of our view template, if I check the override model, you can see that the elements here, it copied the settings, right? You see it's already halftone, furniture is already turned on, and annotation categories, this is already unchecked. So basically it copies the settings of our current view to this template. Okay, so now I'm going to select here OK. So what I want to do is I'm just going to duplicate the main floor, and then let's rename that and then call it furniture plan, right? So furniture plan, enter. And then we just need to apply the template here. So to apply it, so just right click, apply template properties. Okay, and let's just wait, and then let's select the furniture layout template, and then after that just select here OK. And there you go. So it's now applied here quickly. So if you have several floor plans that you want to have a furniture layout view, so you just need to apply the template. Okay, right? Okay, so now after that, let me just show you how to create and modify a section. So let's go to my say a main floor. Okay, so let's do it here on the main floor. You see there's already some section here, right? So let's say I'm going to delete this. So I select, okay, and then right click, delete, or you just press delete on your keyboard. Okay, so let's create a section. So let's just delete all of that. Okay. Right, so let's create a section. Let me just move first my quick access toolbar below. So I click this drop down, and then after that, there's an option wherein we can put the quick access toolbar below, which is this one, show below the ribbon. Okay, so I always do this on my user interface. Let's just wait. All right, there you go. So there's now my quick access toolbar. So now to create section, so let me just close the other views. To create section, just click this button here. That's the section. Okay, and I just do it here on the floor plan, ground floor. Let's go to the ground floor, and then let's click the section here. Okay, so let's say I want to create a section here. So you just need to pick 2 points. Maybe here. So 1, and then click another point here, 2. There you go. And then just select here, modify. So you hover your pointer, you will see the name of your section. So the name of the section that you created is section 4. So you can search from here, section 4. Okay, that one. So just double click that to open up your section. And then you can now close this one. Okay, there you go. Right, so there's your section floor. So let me close my main floor. So let me click the ground floor. And then after that, from the view tab, I'm going to select here tile views. To tile the view, okay, it will open up the view that we have open. Okay, so this is our section. This is our floor plan. So if I click this section here, as you can see, as I adjust the section here, it also adjusts the section view here, right? Okay, so I'm going to adjust it here. So you will notice that it also adjusts here, right? See? Okay, and then you can also flip that one. You see there's a flip icon there, so you can flip that to the other side. So if you flip this, the section view here will also flip to the other side. So let's click this one. See? And then another thing is that while your section is still selected, okay, what you can do is you can go to the section panel here. So there's a tool here, split segment. Okay, so you can split the segment of your section. Okay, so like this one. So I'm just going to zoom in, and then let me just change the detail level of my section there to fine, and then the visual style to shaded. Okay, and then I'll select the section here, and then let's use that split segment. So let's click that. And then you see my pointer, it becomes like a knife or scalpel. So I'm going to split the section. So just move your pointer and then click the part of the section that you want, where you want to split. So when you click that, you see it's now split. Okay, so let's say for example here, I want here. So there you go. So you are able to split your section. And then I'll just select here, modify. Okay, so that's the simple way of creating your section. Okay, and then let's create and modify an elevation view. So let's say I want to place an elevation here. Let's go to the main floor this time. Okay, so I want to put an elevation, interior elevation here. Okay, so to do that, so let's go to the view tab, and then you see there's an elevation here. So you can click the drop down there, and then we are going to use elevation. So it creates an elevation. So you can click that, and then I want to put it here. Say automatically as you move your pointer near, okay, so our elevation will point to the nearest structural wall. See? Okay, so anyway, I'm just going to pick it, place it here. There you go. So there's my elevation, and then I'll select here, modify. So if I hover my pointer to that point there, it tells me what's the name of that elevation, which is 1-1. Views elevation 1-1. Okay, and then you just need to go to the project browser and then go to the elevations, expand that, and then you can now see there the elevation 1-1, right? That one. Or again, you can type here on the search bar and then you can type 1-1 so that it will search the project browser. Okay, so now I'm going to open the elevation 1-1. Let's double click that. So this is that elevation. So let's adjust this one. Okay, let's adjust. Alright, so let's go back again to our main floor. So let's say I want elevation here, looking to this side as well. So I'm going to click the box, and then you see there's a box there wherein I can toggle or click. So if I click that one, it will create another elevation there. See? If I click outside, I now have 2 arrows here. So the name of that is 1-B, which is this one here. Okay, so you can double click this part, or you can double click it here on the project browser. So let's double click that to open up the elevation, and let's wait. There you go. Okay, and then let me change that to fine, and then change that to a shaded view. Okay, so I can click the boundary of my elevation, and then I can adjust that if I wanted. Okay, so that's my elevation. Okay, let's go back again to main floor, and then let's add more elevation. Just click that box there, click that box there. As you can see, it's now added here. So I now have elevation 1-A, B, C, and D. Okay, so let me open up what's this elevation here. So this elevation is C. Yeah, 1-C. So let's double click that. So there's your elevation there. So let me change the scale here to 1:50, and there you go. All right, and then let's change the detail level to fine, and then shaded view. All right. Okay, so basically that's how you create your elevation. Okay, so it's as simple as creating your section. All right, so this time I'm going to show you how to create a 3D perspective view. So now that we know how to create a section view, how to create an elevation view, so let's create a 3D perspective view. So let me go to my ground floor. Okay, ground floor, and then let me close the other view. So close the other views to maximize our ground floor. So what I want to do is I want to create a perspective view here. So to do that, you need to add a camera. Okay, so to add a camera, you see here on the 3D view, there's a drop down arrow from your quick access toolbar. You click that, and then you can see here camera. So just click the camera. All right, and then let's say I want to place a camera here. So here's your eye position. You see the bar here. Okay, it tells you if you click, you are going to place the eye position. Okay, so you click here, and then after that, click to place the view target. Okay, so the view target is, let's say, this one here. Just click, and there you go. So you just created perspective view of that part. So you can still adjust the camera in this view here. There you go. Right? And then after that, I'll change the detail level to fine, and then the visual style to, let's say, shaded view. There you go. Okay, so if you click the boundary, your camera here, and then you go back to the ground floor, you can see it's highlighted. Okay, By the way, you can still adjust that if you want. Let's say you want your camera looking that way. So if you go to the 3D view again, your camera view, it's now adjusted. Okay? Right, so let's go to the ground floor. Let's adjust it like that. And then we can also move the camera like that. And then after that, let's go to the 3D view again. So there's your model. And then here, in our perspective view, you can use your navigation wheel. Click that, and then you can use here zoom. Hold your left click, and then slowly you can zoom in like that. And then you can also orbit to change the angle of your camera. And then you can also pan. Okay. And then you can orbit from here. Right. And then after that, you can select modify. So that's how you create your perspective view. Okay, so that's your 3D view 1. So you can go to the 3D views, expand that, and there you go. You can rename that. You can change that to, let's say, camera view or perspective view. So that's how you create your perspective view. Now, to create an orthographic view, okay, you just need to go to the 3D view. So you click that. So this is already an orthographic view, right? Okay, so let's say you only want to see this house here. So what you can do is you can turn on the section box. So you can see the section box there. So you can use the view cube to adjust your section box. Just like that. Okay, and then click the 3D view, and there you go. So there's now your orthographic view. Okay, and then after that, if you do not want to show your section box, do not uncheck this one, because if you uncheck that, it will just return back to the normal view. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this view, duplicate that. Okay, and then this is my, I'll just change the name to orthographic view, enter. And then this one is perspective view, right? And then this is the original 3D view. Let me uncheck the section box here to show the whole model, and then let me go to the orthographic view. So if I want to hide the section box, just click that, right click, hide in view elements. There you go. Okay, so let me select the view tab and then tile views, and then you can type ZA for zoom all to fit. There you go. Okay, so that's for your viewing the building model exercise, wherein you have learned how to use a view template, learn how to create section, elevation, perspective view, orthographic view. Okay, so hopefully you learned something from this video. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.